hope everybody's doing well. Today I'll be filming a makeup tutorial for hooded eyes, as this has been requested a lot through my direct messages in Instagram. I wanted to create a soft beginner's tutorial for very easy makeup application that you can basically chuck on in 30 minutes and walk out of the door. It's a very flirty daytime makeup, but you can definitely darken the lips and put more contour on, or put a bit of highlight on, more highlight on I should say, and walk out through the night and have a great time as well. So if you want to know how I got this look, please keep watching. Also, yes, at the end of the video, I'll have a 40% off Priceline haul that just happened in Australia. So if you want to stick around to that, it'll be at the end of the video. Now I am filming a little bit different today. I've done my base makeup, but I'm going to do my bronzer, my blush, highlight, and my eyeshadow on camera. For my primer, I used the Numasque Skin Renewal Advanced Vitamin E Cream Under Makeup Moisturiser. As I've said before, this is very thick in texture. It goes on like a sunscreen, almost as like a night moisturizer as well. I absolutely love it. I absolutely recommend it. I bought it from Priceline. They've got a few ranges in Priceline as well. So if I was you, I'd go out, I'd buy it, I'd try it. Because I haven't been tanning for a while, I use my Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 310 Sun Beige, and I brought it down all the way to my chest, as you can see, just so it blends out really well. I always tan, so I never have an actual foundation shade that's my actual natural shade. I should actually have some, but yeah, I'm in love with this foundation. I've used it since the day I've started YouTube and years before that as well. The matte and poreless I prefer rather than the original and the dewy, only because I am a very oily person in certain weather conditions. For my concealer, you guys know that I love my Maybelline Fit Me concealer, but I've just given another try of the Maybelline Master Concealer, and I've also used this to conceal my eyebrows as well. It's a very thick in texture in the feel, and that's why I love it when I have been sick for a while, and I'm, you know, sort of when I've got like really purple under eyes, and just to give that sharp defined edge to my brows as well. Now for my brows, same routine again. I haven't used my BH Cosmetics palette today, but I've used my Maybelline Brow Satin in the shade dark brown and my Chi Chi Fiber Brow on top of that in the shade medium brown. I am in love with these two. I adore them. I adore the way they slide on, glide on. The Maybelline comes with a pencil end, as you guys can see, a crayon or pencil end, and also comes with a powder end as well that has a little sponge on it. It's amazing with what it does. It lasts all day, even in the rain. Sydney has been really rainy lately and doesn't come off. Along with this, I do have some sparse areas in the beginning of my brow and at my high points. I cover them with the fiber brow, because it does leave little tiny hairs to your brow, so it's like an extension sort of. So after putting on my foundation and concealing my face and brows, I went in with the Benefit What's Up. I did this on top of my foundation but underneath my setting powder, or my face powder. The reason why is I want this look to look really dewy. It's really dull where I live at the moment, and I want to look lively, so that's why I would always go in with this. Even when I'm face tanned, I'll just pop it on my high points and that's it. I'll walk out of the house like that. It's amazing. I've also put it underneath my brow bone as well, and on top of my brow bone, and on my nose and my cupid's bow. Amazing with what it does. I'd go out and buy it. If I were you guys, I'd give it a try. It's like a cream consistency, and it also comes with a little sponge side that I barely use. I prefer my fingers when it comes to concealing my eyebrows, and when it comes to cream to powder highlighters. To set my face, I've used my trusty Australis Fresh and Flawless Pressed Powder Foundation. You guys know I love this. I've used it in basically all my videos since I actually bought it, thanks to Brittany Lee's recommendation. Apparently it works like the MAC pressed powders, if I'm not mistaken. I think I bought it for $14.95. Amazing with what it does. Very affordable. You can buy it at Priceline or any chemist that stocks Australis cosmetics there. Like I said, go out and give it a try. It's amazing with what it does. Nothing different with my nose contour as well. I've used my Napoleon Perdis Camera Finish Powder Foundation in the shade Topaz or Look N5. I'm in love with it. What it basically is a powder foundation. I use it as a contour. It's very dark in its shade. I'll show you a little swatch. So that's it over there, very cool toned as well. It glides on the face like no tomorrow, and also it blends out like a dream. You can't see any harsh lines on my nose contour at the moment, and for me, because I am very dry on the nose, or completely on the other side of the spectrum, I'm very oily on some days. If I'm in air-conditioned environments, it can glide off my face or my chin. I know that's really disgusting to say, but that's the truth. So I go ahead with this when I know I'm not sure of what environment I'm going to be in. So moving straight along, I'm going to go in with my contour. I'm going to be using the Essence Silky Touch blush in the shade 40 Natural Beige. And I'll be using my BR22 Napoleon Perdis brush with that. You guys know I love this little bad boy. It's just amazing for the price you actually pay for it. $4.75 or $4.95. Don't quote me. Targeted in Australia and also Priceline. Some Pricelines in Australia stock it. They have come out with a new packaging as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to go ahead and have a look today and I will update you guys via Instagram on that one. But yeah, it's a little bomb. This one, it glides on like there's no tomorrow. So for my highlight today, I'll be using the Models Prefer Mineral Powder Soft Touch Glow Kit. And I'll be using a mixture of Summer Height and Golden Glow. I just recently bought this at the Priceline of 40% off sale. It's my first time trying this little bad boy. I'm not too sure. I swatched it at Priceline before buying it and the pigment that came off it really got to me for the price it was. And for that one, I'll be going in with my BH Cosmetics 125 brush. So firstly, I'll go in the shade Golden Glow and put that just on top of where I put my Benefit What's Up. So it does have a lot of pigment and that's 3 layers over there just with that one shade Golden Glow. Now going over it with the shade Summer Heart, and that's just 1 layer of the Summer Heart shade. And I mean, it's a very pigmented, very nice and very affordable. And just with whatever's left on my brush, I'll go in over the bridge of my nose and the tip of my nose and also on my cupid's bow. On my blush, I'll be going in with the Essence Glitter in the Air Strobing Blush and Highlighting Powder in the shade 01 When in Doubt Add Glitter. I've tried this once before in a tutorial as well. I really like the pigment it gave out and I really like its longevity. It lasted basically all night. And it was really like, it was a sort of blush, but like it's got that, I'm not too sure how to say it. It's got a tinge of lilac, but it's more pink than anything else. Very girly color, very flirtatious color. And with that, again, I'll be going in with my Real Techniques blush brush. So because I'm dedicating this video to the request that I've gotten, and that's to create a look for hooded eyes. I've slightly got hooded eyes, but hooded eyes is basically when you can't see the eyelid, when the eyebrow part overlaps the eyelid. So when they look up at you like this, you can't see any eyelid. Now with an eye shape like that, you can't put really dark colors on the actual eyelid because you want to open up that area and open up the inner corners of the eyes so they look bigger and brighter. So for that reason, I'll only be going in with smoky colors, light smoky colors on the outer ends and moving towards the lighter and shimmers once we come in towards the eye. Underneath it, again, I will try to make it as easy as it is for you, as this is a beginner's tutorial. And then I'll go in with a pop of color on my waterline as well. So for my look, I'll be using my Morphe 350 palette. So for my base shade, I'll be using the very first porcelain shade there. And with that one, I'll just go in with any flat top brush. First off, I will put this right underneath my brow bone so it carves that out for me. And then I will go all over my eyelid. The reason for this is so every color blends out seamlessly. And then for my transition shade, I'll go in with that mocha caramel shade right over there. And for that one, I'll be using my Napoleon Perdis BR16 brush. Now, you want to place this just where your brow bone is and maybe slightly on top of it. You want to go all the way in with whatever's left on the brush to keep the outer ends more opaque. Like I said, you don't want to put too much color on top of your eyelids, as you want to keep that for the lighter shades and the more shimmery shades. Okay, now for the outer corner, I'm going to go in with this mocha shade right over there, and we're going to be only focusing this on the outer ends of our eyelids. Now you want to put it right on top of your eyelid and in that little tiny hole that's there on the outer end, and basically just pop that in there and go out slightly on top of your brow bone. You never want to take this dark shade all the way to the very beginning. As you can see, I'm only focusing it on the very outer ends and maybe halfway through my eyelid. As we bring it up, as there's nothing else on the brush, just blend it all together. So because hooded eyes, you can't see the eyelid, you want to create an illusion where you actually can see the eyelid. So that's why you can see me put a lot of color on my actual brow bone, because that's the only thing that will be showing once my eyes are open. You're not going to be walking around with your eyes closed all night long or all day long. You want to put most of the darker colors on the outer eyebrow bone, if that makes sense, and in the crease. Not too much on your actual inner eyelids and your mobile lid. And also with hooded eyes, I recommend not wearing that much liner, only because it does cover up most of your eyes eyes anyway. If you do want a little bit of a liner, let me know in the comments down below or DM me on Instagram, and I will definitely show you a tutorial on how to do your eyeliner for hooded eyes. But for this look, I want to go in all natural, just give you the basics of how to do your shadow and dress it up with lashes along with that. Now again, with any flat top brush, like I said, I'm going to keep the lighter shades on the inner corner and the mobile lid. So I'll be going in with the second row and the second shade of the palette, and I'll be placing that right in the inner corner of my eyelid and coming out towards my mobile lid. As you can see, I'm not just placing this, I'm sort of like placing and smudging at the same time so it blends evenly. As you can see with the two eyes, this one has a lot more brightness and lightness into it, and it looks more bigger because of the light shades that we put in my mobile lid and in my inner corner of my eyes, keeping the smoky effect on the outer end. Now with the tiny flat top brush, I'm going to be using the same shade for the high points of my brow bone. So I'll be following that along there, and I want to make this very intense so it also shows my eyes a little bit wider and defines my brow at the same time. And because this is a shimmer, it's not a dark shade, so it will actually bring forward what I want, and the darker shades will draw back what I want. So what I've done on my outer corners is to draw them back, create depth, and create like an illusion that my eyes are actually bigger by using the lighter shades and the shimmer shades on the inside of the eye. Now for the really inner corner of my eye, I'll be using that foiled pigment right there, and I'll be placing her just on the very inner corner. By doing this, I am again elongating my eye and bringing attention to the inner corner of my eye. And now for my lower lash line, I'm going to be using that same shade that we used on top of my outer corners, and I'll be running this along the very end. Now I don't want to blend this out too much, I want it to look really precise and very well put together. So with a tiny tip brush, I'll just be running that along like I would with any eyeliner in my lash line and just slightly underneath it, coming halfway through your eye. So because we're not going to be using any eyeliner, this technique will work really well when trying to make it a very elongated eye and also a very smoky, sultry, floaty effect. As you can see, I am winging that out as I would with a hood liner. And then towards the inner corner, I'm going to be using the very last orange shade in the second row, and I'll be placing this right between where I place that shimmer shade and the dark shade. The reason for this is because I'm going to be using a pop of color. The pop of color choice that I've chosen to go for is blue, and what on the color chart, if you have a look, what contrasts blue is either red or like the warm tones, the orange tones. So this will definitely bring out the blue that I'm going to be putting in my waterline. And again, for the reason of this, you want to attract attention to the places where you want attention to be attracted to. So at the moment, I want the attention to be attracted to my brow bone, my eyelid, and the inner corners of my eye and my actual waterline. And I'm bringing this to blend in with the dark brown shade. Now I'll just go on with a layer of my Smashbox Full Exposure Mascara. I already have mascara on because I was out of the doctor's again, but I'll just go in with a thin coat on this because I did have a little bit of fallout of the powder foundation and also my eyeshadow. So just to cover up that lightness that came off it, I'll just put in one tiny coat of mascara. So for my lashes, I'll be using my Model Walk Smoky Velvet lashes again. I just recently opened this packet up and I used it the other day. I really love these lashes. I do use my floaty lashes, except now they're gone really old and I need to restock up on them. So I'll go right in and put them on and I'll be right back with you guys. So my lashes are still very, very wet, but while they dry, I'll go in and put in my lower lash line mascara and I'll go in and put my lip liner on. So just a bit of a heads up, I did go ahead and I put a very thin liner on top of my lash line on my false lashes and also going inwards to connect the eyelashes together. But when I mean really thin, it's extremely thin. I use the Maybelline Hyper Sharp Wing Liner and I just run that along the very tiny tip of it. So for my lip liner, I'll be using the Essence Lip Liner in the shade 11 in the nude. I'm not too sure about what lipstick I'm going to be using, so that's why I'm going to go with something nude first. And just because I figured that this looks like a day look, I'd rather go with something that's wearable on the lips throughout the day as well for everyone. And on top of that, from the 40% off at Priceline, I bought the NYX 3-piece set in the shade 03. I think that's what they look like over there. I'm going to be using the middle shade and I'll just show you what the name is. So I'll be using the NYX Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick Rouge in the shade Soft Spoken. I've never tried these before, it's my first time trying it, but from judging from the outer packaging, it does look like a very nude color. Now the application sponge is very long. It looks like the Chi Chi liquid lipstick applicators. So we'll just see how that goes on top of the liner. So judging by the way it's drying, it does sort of dry semi-matte, but gliding on, it's amazing. The applicator does wonders because it fits into all the like little corners of your lips, and the color's absolutely perfect. It's exactly what I was going for a day look. Now going in with the liner, I'll be using the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade 1722 Turquoise. This is the shade that I was talking about when I said I wanted a little bit of pop of color to the look, to bring forward attention to what we want and to hide what we don't want attention to be brought into. So this is what I'm going for, and it is a crayon type pencil. It's my first time trying the Essence Long Lasting Eye pencils in the crayon version. I do have the actual pencil version of them, but it's my first time trying this. So for pigmentation and for whatnot, I have no idea. The longevity, I have no idea, but I'll definitely update you guys at the end of the video. So this is the end result. I actually really liked what I ended up with. It is a very natural looking makeup, but still it has that smoky and flirtatious look to it that you can wear it in the nighttime as well. You can chuck on a different darker, maybe more matte lipstick on, and as we're speaking, this is drying up very matte on my lips, but you can chuck on a darker lip shade and walk out of the door and go enjoy your night as well. You can definitely chuck in reds and more browns into the eye, but for a hooded eye, I wouldn't chuck in too many darker colors on the eyelid. Keep it light, keep it bright, and keep it shimmery, and you're all good to go. With the pop of color, I actually ended up putting blue instead of green. In my mind, I had green. In my mouth, I had blue. So I did end up going with the blue, and I actually loved it. It does work well with the warm tones. As I said, if you do look on your color chart, it does contrast with the red and the warm tones, so it brings the eye out a lot more. Keep in mind that you do want to accentuate your tiny features, which is your inner eye area and your mobile lips, so that's where we focus the lighter colors and the more shimmery colors to be. And to hide away or create an illusion of having an actual eyelid, we did use the darker shades on the outer edge. It's exactly like contouring. It's basically contouring for the eye. If you really enjoy this video as much as I did filming it, please give it a like, give it a share, and until then, I'll see you next time. Bye guys. So moving on to the price line. So for all these products in total, I paid $64.36. They did have a 40% off, so I would have paid a hell of a lot more if they didn't have that 40% off. And I'll just show you what I got. These are a handful of items. It's stuff that I've been wanting to purchase either for a long time. I've had it on my to buy list, and also some of the products that I needed to film a certain video. So I've got my bag over here. I know it's throwing the brightness off my camera, so I'm just going to pop that down and I'll just go through each and every item and tell you how much it is as well, or how much it was throughout the 40% off. Now this NYX liquid suede lipstick set, it says set number 3, and that was down to $14.40, so I knew it was a bargain as soon as I saw it, so I just picked it up and threw it in my basket. They had 2 more sets or 3 more sets as well, but the colors in there just didn't faze me. They had purples and like grays, and honestly that's not something I'll go for anyway, so I just picked up this one. I thought I'd make a lot of use out of it. It does have a very nude shade that I actually have on right now, and 2 darker shades. One looks like it's blood red, really dark blood red, and the other one looks like it has a tinge of purple, dark purple in it. I picked up 2 Savvy Ultra Matte lipsticks in the shade Rich and Famous and Beverly Hills. I do have another one of these, I forget the name, Lights, Camera and Action. I think I love their formula and I love that shade and the longevity on it, so I thought I'll pick up another 2 and see how I go with that one as well. And they were $4.79. The next item I picked up was the Rimmel Renew lipstick in the shade Notting Hill Nude. Now I picked this up upon Brittany Lee Saunders' recommendation. She did say it's an everyday hydrating moisturizing lipstick that you can just chuck on while you're in the car or whatnot. So I picked this up on her recommendations and it went down to $8.37. The next item, this is for one of the videos I actually wanted to film. So this is the NYX single eyeshadow pan in the shade Blue Jeans or Jean Blues or something like that. It's one of their prismatic eyeshadows. That one has gone down to $6.57, and I thought, you know what, I better start trying them because honestly the packaging and everything has caught my eye, number one. Number two, they have been in my head for so long, and I thought if I'm not going to buy it now, I'm never going to buy it. So I went and jumped in and popped that in my basket as well. The next item is the liquid ink eyeliner from Essence. I only bought this because of the applicator. It's really tiny. It won't drag your eye as you're pulling your wing out. So I wanted to give that a try. There was a waterproof one, but I know that some waterproof eyeliners tend to flake off throughout the day, and I just didn't trust it. So I thought I'll buy this one and see how it goes, and I'll definitely let you guys know how it turns out. This one was $1.83. Wow. Now you guys know how much I love my Essence mascaras, and I decided to buy a different type of it. This one's the Volume Curl Mascara, and I think it was, yeah, $2.82, so a bloody bargain. Should have gone more. Damn it. And the last item that I bought was the Models Prefer brush cleaner. I'm really out of brush cleaner, and I thought, you know what, I can use baby shampoo, but like for a spot treatment, because I do a lot of makeup and I do a lot of clients, so I thought that I would definitely pick up one of these, and she was $7.79. So that concludes my Priceline haul. I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of the video. I thought I'd chuck it in here because I don't have too much products that I did end up buying, but just enough to finish a video. So I really hope you guys did enjoy that. Bye guys.